Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, back with some more cool and unique camp locations for you. Starting off in the forest this week with a boat that unfortunately isn't level, which does kind of suck just a little bit, but there's a couple things going for this boat, and I'll get to that in a minute. As for the area around it, of course you have plenty of water. You also have the truck right there, not really important in my book. But the important thing for the boat is it does have a harpoon gun that will spawn here, which is really nifty if you're looking for one of them to scrap. Now, you do get a container in the form of a toolbox, and your little mutated dolphin, whatever the heck it is, it does have some harpoons in it. Of course, if you are someone rocking a harpoon gun and you're rocking it with the flechette mod, you're probably not going to need those harpoons. But they're there. The other really special thing about the spot is the Nuka Shine bottle. Because, hey, who knows? Someone could get wasted and just wake up at your camp. And there's you a free fast travel. Of course, it's not guaranteed, but there's always that chance that someone's just going to show up out of the blue. Now, off in the direction I was just looking, there is a junk pile. Now, you can't get the junk pile and the boat all into your camp circle. So if you want the junk pile, you can take the junk pile and have the boat more of a decorative piece on the outside edge. But just know that if you are camping at the boat, there's going to be some competition going on over that spot, thanks to the junk pile. Now let's move on to Toxic Valley, where I've got what seems like a fairly boring spot until you take the whole area into the picture, because we got the little guard shack, and there's a little bit going on with the inside of it. You got a couple of containers to loot, a little bit of junk, and overall, I mean, it seems like a fairly small thing. But what's special about this little guard post is it leads to one of the nuke sites. Now, not the site like where the nuke actually comes out, but the spot where you have to go to launch the nuke. Meaning that while someone might not be wanting to show up here for your camp, if they're coming here to launch the nuke, they're probably going to stop and check out your camp, see what you have for sale, just because you're right there. Why not? It is a little picky when it comes to camp placement, but not horribly. It is completely acceptable, its pickiness in this situation. If you're wanting to camp here, you'll find it way up here. I'd say it's in a fairly solid location. Now on to the Ash Heap, where we've got a crashed vertibird. And wow, I had some bad luck when I came here to record. I showed up to record right before I got the actual recording, and I accidentally killed myself. And I killed myself at the wrong time because the sun was about to go down. By the time I got back over here, I was like, well, looks like I'm going to be server hopping. And then to top it off, I mean, I did get in right at the sun coming up. And then I got greeted by super fog and god rays. And I was like, it's just not my day. But as for the location, of course, I showed the assault rifle back there, one of the containers, and the vertibird itself is pretty freaking cool. All covered in ash. Enemy-wise, there was a low-level ghoul here and high-level glowing wolves. Now, between me showing up the first time and then showing up after server hopping, both times glowing wolves were here. But the ghoul was only here the second time. The first time I showed up, it was 3 wolves. Second time, 2 wolves and a ghoul. I don't know what's going on there. But you do get plenty of blackberry plants and several uh, copper veins. The spot itself is pretty cool, but it may get a little annoying dealing with the glowing wolves over and over if they're going to be a constant spawn there. As for its location, it's going to keep you towards the bottom of the map, which I know, probably not the most sought after location. But that wraps that one up. Now on to the Savage Divide. And this spot, I'm going to start off with a spot you can't really camp at, and then we'll transition into the actual camp location. Now up here on the cliff, we've got a Comrade Chubbs teddy bear, and a couple of skeletons just chilling, enjoying the view. But the actual camp location is down there at the bottom of the cliff. So thank goodness for Acrobat's armor. And now to the camp spot. Down here there are a ridiculous number of suitcases. I mean a bunch. There's also a couple of blackberry plants. So if you're wanting to camp in a spot that has a high number of containers that you can loot to get various junk and who knows what, this may be a fairly useful spot. Not only that, I haven't really seen too many people camping in this location, so it should be open for you to take it. Now, if you want to camp here, you'll find it right over here. It's pretty easy to find if you just... because I'm pretty sure you'll spawn up there near here, and then just kind of follow the cliff over to where I'm at until you find Comrade Chubbs, and then survive the fall and you'll be good. Now to the mire. In the mire spot, I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like maybe this is a reference to something, and I'm just completely missing it. Because this is a really weird little spot right here. Because we've got a first aid kit. Of course, we got the skeleton. We got a dead Yao Guai. We got a dead person. And then a dead dog. I mean, all of this going on here over just a first aid kit. I feel like there's more to this story, and I'd like to know what it is. Now, at least for camping here, you have plenty of water, you got the first aid kit, you got the various bodies that you can loot. So overall, it does have a little bit going for it, and that is a fair amount of water for you to get to play with right there. As for its location, it does keep you somewhat centered out in the mire. You're not too far away from the Purveyor. You're not too far away from Harper's Ferry. Overall, I mean, it's not horrible when it comes to the mire. And now on to Cranberry Bog. Oh, you know you've been waiting for it. Everybody loves Cranberry because it's so awesome. So awesome. No, it's not. It's Cranberry. It just bores me to tears. I wish there was more going on here. Can we just nuke the entire thing all at once? Just one giant nuke zone, constantly nuked 24/7. Except we'll have like a little nuke safe zone at Watoga. Everything else can be a wasteland. As for the camp location, it's a little beaver dam type spot with an explosive crate that is a little picky on camp placement, but you can put it right about here and you should be good. You may have to deal with enemies, and you'll likely want to be the mayor of Watoga if you camp here. Now that's going to wrap this one up, but don't worry, I'll be back next week with even more cool and unique camp locations, even Cranberry, everyone's favorite. But I hope you've enjoyed it. As usual, please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.